Hey everybody, my name is Alanah. I'm the founder and Chief Tech Officer of Brown Tech Baltimore. Brown Tech is an initiative to provide viable creative options for arts and culture professionals here in Baltimore, Maryland. I want the world to know that as a little girl, growing up, doing dance courses, being involved in theater, immersing yourself in that I'm just passionate. I'm passionate about what I do. I'm passionate about arts and culture, about providing viable options for people who want to work in the sector of arts and culture. Just a few years ago, I had my first daughter, who is a product, the most beautiful product of a failed marriage. However, when I had my first daughter, her name is Blair, I realized that you have to follow your passion. You have to be serious about your dreams. And I saw a lot of life, I saw a lot of death, and it made me realize that with the time that we have to do something purpose-filled, and we have to do something that's within our hearts. Life is short. Brown Tech is super important to me. I'm doing it because as an arts and culture professional, as a nonprofit consultant, usually you're walking into spaces and, well, I'm walking into spaces and I'm one of the only Black women. I'm one of the only millennial women. This is a very male-centric culture, being in arts and culture, being in advocacy and activism, all of those great things. So it's important to me that there is a woman-led, a Black woman-led initiative to put arts and culture professionals into the right lanes through tech enrichment courses, connecting them to contract-based revenue services. It's important to me. So a few of the things that made me start Brown Tech Baltimore are that, like I said, I'm walking into these spaces as the only millennial woman of color, and a lot of times I just feel like I want to create a platform for my peers. In the last couple of years, I watched things in Baltimore happen, like the uprising. I've watched things like the Bell Foundry closing. That was one of the most near and dear buildings to a lot of arts and culture professionals and/or creatives here in Baltimore. It closed. And from that, there was an art space task force created by the mayor's office. But a lot of times, once the thunder kind of rolls out, you don't hear or see too much more lightning. So like when things like that are produced, you don't see the continuity of care in that for creatives, and having an initiative like Brown Tech is important to be able to cater to the individualized need of an arts and culture professional. My personal connection with my innovation is that once I decided to change sectors, once I moved from healthcare to doing arts and culture, to doing production work, to doing project coordination internationally, after connecting with artists like all the way in the Netherlands, connecting with artists right here in our backyard in Baltimore, I realized that a lot of people kind of learn the skills on the job, just like I did. I didn't have any formal training. I didn't go to college. I didn't go to a technical school to do what I do. So I kind of tied that into the name and into my mission. So Brown Tech is not a traditional tech company in the sense of the word. Tech for me stands for traditional ecological knowledge. And what that means is the knowledge that we have as we grow. It's the knowledge that we have in our blood, and like, it just kind of, we're born with it. A lot of us don't go to school, creatives, to do what we do. It's just a natural born ability. It's a light that shines within us, and it just can't be blocked anymore. Brown Tech is here to help creatives shine their light. When people ask me who inspires me, I would name someone like Jocelyn Cooper. She's a Black woman, and she founded Afropunk. It's one of the most beautiful festivals that happens nationwide. It happens globally. It's just a beautiful, beautiful grassroots initiative that she started in Brooklyn. Now it's in South Africa, it's in London, it's in all these beautiful places. When I think about impact measures, those are the types of impacts that I want to have on the world. Those are the types of impact that I want to have on my community right here in Baltimore. I want to be able to say in 5 to 10 years that I'm taking artists internationally, giving them the opportunities that I had through Brown Tech. I think one of the keys is right in our back pocket. Using arts and culture as a catalyst for change is so important. The amount of change that I see surface around having festivals, day parties, all of these amazing initiatives, the ones that are inclusive, that include the people, not just the ones that are for upper echelon, like where you have to wear heels or you have to wear white. I'm talking about the ones that cater to families, the ones that are catering to the heart, the ones that are catering to the soul. Being a Warnock Social Innovation Fellow to me is, I'm cherishing it. When I told my mom, she was so excited. For me, it's not so much about the notoriety or being listed in journals or having to do interviews or anything like that. It's about serving my community. It's about being a servant leader. It's about bringing everything full circle that I've learned and pouring it back into the people that I love here in Baltimore. Hashtag MyBeMore is exciting to me. It's a brand that I feel was created from having morals and ethics around the people's heart here in Baltimore. It's something where you can you can use it as a hashtag on like any social media platform. However, when I'm saying MyBeMore, what it means to me is like home. I'm not originally from Baltimore. I'm from the Bronx. I'm from New York. But ever since I've been here, I see brands like MyBeMore pushing that Baltimore is great, that there are these great things and like great familial ties happening right here in Baltimore. So when you ask me what hashtag I would use to best describe my work, I would say hashtag BrownTech. Everything that I'm doing, everything that I've already done is kind of coming to a head. When I'm creating BrownTech, I'm creating a platform for creatives to have viable options for themselves, to be sustainable, to have like equitable job options, so that we're not just taking jobs at Burger King or in adjacent tech fields, just so that we can feel like we're doing the work, but we're really not doing the work that's inside of us. So hashtag BrownTech would definitely be my hashtag. If I could wave a magic wand and fix something right here in Baltimore, it would be sewing back into the schools the arts programs. I feel like as we get, a lot of times there's this beautiful metaphor that I like to use. People look upstream and they see all the symptoms of something that is sick. They see bodies piling up at the end of the river and they don't know why. And they're like trying to pull these bodies out. And at the end of the day, they're not looking up the stream to see where a lot of those bodies are falling in. And in that metaphor, all it's saying is that we should look a little bit further back. A lot of times here in Baltimore, we're using measures that aren't preventative. We're using measures once things have already transpired, once somebody decides to take someone's life. But you should kind of look a little bit further back in the school system, look in the homes, making sure that kids have what they need. And I've always seen in my life and in other lives, arts and culture as a catalyst for change, making sure that people have art as a form of expression so they understand that the feelings and emotions that they have can cooperate with who they want to be in the world and who they should be becoming in the world. So yeah, I would definitely plug in more arts and culture in the schools and giving parents the tools to make sure that kids understand what expression is, what communication is, so they can grow up and be a part of something like BrownTech. I'm so thankful to the Warnock Foundation. I'm so thankful to mentors like Tamara Lucas, past Warnock Fellows like Brittany Young, like Michelle Geis, like Michelle Antoinette, all who have mentored me, who have given me great advice. I'm so excited to be able to bring BrownTech to life. This is such an important opportunity, and I hope that whoever's watching is inspired by what they see, are inspired by not only myself, but by what they see in their own communities, and knowing that they can do it, and that they have the traditional ecological knowledge that I talked about a little bit earlier to make their own ideas come to life.